Hi, welcome to Hawk Profiles. I'm Erica Forsyth. Tyrone Young is the Director of Admissions here at UMES, and you may have seen him at an open house or around campus. But on this episode of Hawk Profiles, we're going to try to get to know him a little bit better. Stay tuned. Mr. Young, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, we want to get to know you a little bit today. Okay. Where are you from, and who was your biggest influence growing up?
Well, I grew up in a small town not too far from here called Pocomoke. Okay, Indian name town. Not a lot of people, small population, but still a good place to, raise kids and great school system. So that's where I came up. And one of my biggest influences, or let's say my main influence, would be my mother. My mother, we came from a single-parent home, so she was everything that I needed. She was my mother, she was my father. She was more of a leader for the family. Everybody always turned to her. So, I was always taking that in and looking at how she basically took a positive look on everything, no matter what the situation was. We struggled a lot coming up, but, she never would allow me to think negative and did the best that she can. And she even went to college while I was in high school. Wow. And was on the dean's list. So, and the way I look at things at that point is I had no excuses. Right? Yeah. So, even today, she's never changed. So, she's definitely been my biggest role model. Yeah, and it's always a level of comfort when she's around. Yeah, okay. So that's my winner right there.
Well, we want to know about some of the things that you like too. For instance, one of your favorite books or movies, and why did you like it so much?
Books, I don't know if I have a favorite one, but I have a favorite writer. His name is Michael Crichton, and I know he passed a couple of years ago. But what I like most about his books, like, say, for instance, books like Prey, he even wrote Jurassic Park, but just his level of research that he did behind the scenes. So, just watching the movies doesn't always give you the whole gist of what's really going on. When you read the book, you get so much more information. So
you work hard here during the week,
well,
but
thank you for saying that.
On the weekends, then where are you on the weekend? Where would we find you on a weekend afternoon?
Well, you know what? Sometimes I do take the work home on the weekend sometimes, but in order to maintain my sanity, of course, you find me playing with the kids. I actually have an 18-year-old daughter. I have a 13-year-old son, and I also have a 4-year-old son. Of course, he's the most work. Got to do a lot of running around after him. But also my 13-year-old is heavy into baseball, so just like this week, he's got a game every night, different times. So it takes up a lot of our time, but it's an investment in him. It's great to find a kid who's not only doing well in school academically, which I praise him for that. That's the most important thing. But but to find a passion that you like, is important. And we're trying to, give him everything, give him our support on that.
Fast forward, say you were looking back at your life from 100 years old. What do you want your life to best be known for overall?
Well, I definitely have a lot of faith, and my main thing is to please God and make sure I've done as much as I possibly can. I like to help folks as much as I can, but I definitely would like to say, if I leave this earth, I would like to be able to say that I gave something to society.
In your personal life, what's some of the best advice you've ever received? And then what's some of your best advice for our UMES students, regardless what stage they're in?
Oh, the best advice I've ever received, especially is from my mother, just, keep on trying no matter what. Just because you fall doesn't mean you can't get back up. And I'd like to offer that advice to the UMES students or the incoming freshmen or whatever year you're in. I think students can help themselves out first by preparing before they get here. And one of the things that I've seen seniors do is, especially those who have great grades, sometimes they think they can just take the SAT once and that's going to be enough. Well, that's not always the case. If they don't get a high enough score, then they have an issue. So, what I've always recommended to them, students, is take it at least once during your junior year. Get at least one out of the way, and then take it again in the beginning of your senior year. At least you've done it twice. You're showing, admissions counselors or university officials that, you're trying. Take prep courses, because, give it everything you've got, because it's not going to get any easier when you get here. You know, and being successful, getting A's and B's or whatever, it doesn't take as much time as some students think. There's no reason why they can't learn, you know.
That's very good advice. And we want to thank you so much for coming on the show today.
My
We're
pleasure.
out of time,
Thank you for having me.
but thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for joining us on Hawk Profiles. We'll see you next time.